Right, so we're putting air ride on my car. It started off as an XJR 1999 model. We put all of that into my car, which is a 1966 Jaguar S type. But we're going to put air ride on it. So we're going to go from this conventional springs to obviously this, which is airbags. We started off quite a few months ago. Now we're getting to fit parts back on it again. So the mountings for this on the bottom front, so we're going to front near side look like this. I'll talk you through what we've got here. So the top mounting, that's where the air comes out of the bag. So this is like where the spring mounts into the chassis. And then this here is the plate that bolts to the airbag, and then the locating lugs here and here, they fix it to the chassis mount here, and the one right on the side that you can't see. Then the bottom part, you've got the plate at the bottom, and then you've got the wishbone here, and you have to step it up. You can see there it's got a step up on the suspension. So if I show you that on this part here for the other side, so we've got that bolts in at the bottom there, then that's the top hat part there to bring it above, and then that bolts in with them 4 bolts into your bottom arm, which is a bit under there. So the problems I've had is anti-roll bars had to be moved forward, so I've had to make some adjustment on the anti-roll bar fixings, and then put some spacers in the mounting points where it mounts onto the chassis. So there's 4 spacers. That's to move it forward so it doesn't catch on the airbag here underneath here. But other than that, the shock absorber I had to move, and I've drilled a hole for the airline to come out here on the airbag. So it's quite tight in there, and then it loops round and goes out the side. But up to press, everything's going to plan. We'll probably do the backs tomorrow. It's getting a bit chilly now in Sheffield, in Huddersfield. So I'll talk through tomorrow what we did with rears. Thank you. Right, so we're back at the rear now. So what we've got now is we're going from obviously quite a hefty spring to air ride. Quite a bit of difference at the back. Most of the complications have come by the rear lower arm, but we'll go through that in a bit. The rear spring has the shock absorber going through the middle of it, like so obviously. I've moved the shock absorber, I'll show you where that's gone, and the offset for the bottom arm. So we're ended up with, this is the bottom part, with the offset where the spring's going to go in, and it's been moulded to look like the spring on the bottom. This locks it in place underneath so it doesn't come out of the swing arm at the bottom. So when it goes up and down, it's not running free. And then obviously the airbag goes on the top of it. The top of it, the spring used to go into a cup, which was this. So we've made a conversion plate. So this goes on top of here, like so, and then that obviously bolts into the bit that goes, and the hose itself, the airline, goes in through the top of it, and I've drilled into the bodywork of the vehicle, and that comes out, which I'm going to show you. The shock absorber, we've moved it from one side of the swing arm to the other. So if I show you what I mean, so now the shock absorber used to be here. I've moved it around to this side here, put the bolt through, and bolted it on this side. I've moved it in a bit because it needs to clear under here the chassis, and then you can see as well the offset for the bottom arm at the rear that we've had to put in on the airbag. If we go up to the top part, excuse my throat, I'm suffering with a bit of cold. We've now got a hole in the boot. So it starts off life like this. We've had to make an excess hole. It's a bit Heath Robinson at the moment because it all needs tidying up. But you can see the shock absorber comes through the top of there. This is a breather for the carbon canister underneath, so that's not relevant at the moment. I can move that around. The plate here has been made for the shock absorber mount at the top, so it goes across. You can see there, it goes across into the suspension, into the chassis, bolts through here into the box section chassis under there. Those bolts go right through the chassis that runs along the back, and it's got a plate underneath it as well. Remounted the straps for the tank, so the fuel tank used to be mounted like that. Obviously it's gone in the same place. If we go around to the side, which hasn't been done yet, so you can see the offset and the shock absorber and the mounts for the for everything all off at the moment. If I go around the other side and do the same, you'll see what that's doing. Oh, the tank's out at the moment, obviously to get to everything. The next thing I'm going to be doing is putting the tank in. But if I take you underneath, I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but that's the mount for the plate for the for that bracket that comes across. Let's see. That's where it all mounts up. But thankfully it's looking pretty good, and moving that shock absorber wasn't too much of a problem, which is all good. Hopefully next time you're going to see me is we're going to be putting the air tank in, blowing the air ride up and seeing how it goes up and down, but that's where we are at the moment, so it's all doable. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye. Oh, by the way, it'll be end of month, November, so it'll be January, so middle of February when I 2017 when I put the next one on. Thanks for looking. Bye.